everyone who is starting the stream, who is watching. I'm starting. Who is watching the stream of AD, arrives on air, and welcome to my, well, it's going to be a short one because I am late again, but the DC stream. So, YouTube people, apologies in advance. There's a thing I'm truly sorry about. So I simulcast to YouTube, so you can watch this on YouTube. It actually stays in YouTube archive for way longer than on Twitch. I tend to, especially recently, I tend to not just be able to read my Twitch messages and YouTube messages in YouTube chat. So I'm bad at watching my YouTube chat. So Twitch is my first one. So we're going to continue tonight adventures of the character from yesterday. If we die, doesn't matter, we switch to another character, we go to another server. If the server gets deaded again, we switch to another server. Because I have several copies of DayZ, I ended up having characters on many servers, all geared, all looted, and I need to just how to say it right, the wipes coming and I just don't need them. Feast, good evening, welcome. Yeah, you just got here. Mr. Nikolai, good evening, welcome. Are you okay, man? You didn't get what was going on? You couldn't read? My screen wasn't on. You couldn't read what was on the screen? You couldn't hear me talking? You don't know what starting is, Mr. Nikolai? Why didn't you ask me if I was going maybe my first move to be like a pawn e2, e4? Or you could ask me, for example, why I'm not building a house for my sims? That's pretty much the level of relevance you demonstrated in the chat, Mr. Nikolai. Just right off the bat. So, okay. Yesterday we ended up in this town. Mr. Nikolai, yeah, you couldn't actually see what was going on, like it was on the screen. The music was playing. The timer just started counting. You don't get the idea of what starting is. You thought I forgot? Are you okay, man? You are not okay at all. You want everything to happen in just 3 seconds? Yeah, find another stream. Find another stream. Gosh, people these days, they're not seeing what they want in 5 seconds. They don't even understand the idea of what actually starting is, and zero understanding of how it is actually, what it means to start a stream. Yeah. So, yesterday we ended up traveling a lot here, running between these 3 towns on the coast that are nearby, because we were following the shots. And it felt like, I would have said it was like not legit, I would have said it was baiting, but I don't think it was. I think the guy was going from place to place looking for adventures. He was shooting, he tried to shoot in every town, killing just some zombies. But again, he wanted everything to happen in again 5 seconds. So he would shoot a little bit and would move to the next town, would shoot a little bit and move to the next town. So, zero patience again. I was following him, but he was, well, not waiting for the results of his shots. So we have people. We have people on the server, more than yesterday. The pop will probably drop again, as it usually happens. Well, maybe, yeah, it's quite possible, because like there's a lot of people who doesn't really play DayZ nearly as much as we here. Yeah, actually, yesterday, interesting thing. There's an interesting thing. Yesterday, when I came here, I didn't see any police zombies around the PD. I kinda ran around a little bit, but I didn't see them. I didn't check the PD. And I thought maybe they just spawned somewhere else because of the way I entered the town, especially if I was alone here and whatnot. But in this case, now I'm not sure, because right now I'm seeing them and I just pretty much locked in the middle of the town. Okay. Either we stay on the coast. There's actually quite some loot in this building. Mostly clothes. It is only clothes, but still more than I expected to see. So, should we try to go inland, for example, to get some rounds for our primary? Or should we stay on the coast? Okay. So let's see if we can safely drink here. Maybe find a couple of cans of food in the nearby houses. And then maybe try to do like a really fast, a really quick run inland. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Food like this. Because I'm a little bit low on rounds, so that's the goal. That's kind of like the goal, but the priority would be, of course, trying to get into some adventures. The priority would be, if we hear shots, to go there. That's going to be the priority. Here we go. So, actually the main goal would be to participate in some adventures, in some PvP. That's usually what adventures are for me. Oh, this is looted. This is like 100% looted. This is like clean. I've never seen a police station with a single... Ah, no, there's some stuff inside. But that's very little. Somebody cleared this police station completely. Almost completely. Ah, no. There is a shot... No, that's a shotgun that doesn't spawn here. The shotgun that spawns here was taken. Okay. These two police zombies, I don't need them. Next to the well. Okay. I have seen the shorts, YouTube short related to it, but I don't remember if there was a name. He announced the song, but was there a name in that short? If there was a name, I kinda missed it completely. I think the idea, eins, zwei, drei. Well, that's in style. That's in style for Eurovision, not his style. It's in style for the Eurovision. That's perfect for them. That's Верка Сердючка. That's Верка Сердючка. That's stuff like that. He actually, if he manages to pull some Verka Serduchka energy, he might actually just might get through. I think did Verka Serduchka win? I think she lost. On 5th of March? Yeah, okay. So, I know that by the rules, it's supposed to be a new song. According to the rules. It's supposed to be a completely fresh song. So... But yeah, I kinda like... I think he got it. 6, okay. I think he got it. If he called his song like that, I think he kinda understands what Eurovision... He kinda understands what Eurovision's about. Not just that he is a good musician and has kinda chaotic energy vibe, but I think he might be actually getting the unwritten rules of it. And I mean the thing about like Verka Serduchka and whatnot, it's that they're like pure entertainment. There's not a lot of music or singing in there, which is cool, but they would still want to see some music, to hear some music, to hear some singing. And if he manages to actually get that balance right, yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, well, it's maybe because of his friend from Germany. What's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Another electronic musician. Gonna get you, good evening, welcome, and it isn't. And it isn't. It's not supposed to be. I kinda realized that I have only one character on Sahal, but a bunch of characters on like Livonia. So I need to try to spend them. That's what I started doing yesterday, and so far, even though I ended up in pretty dumb situations, in a couple of pretty stupid situations, I didn't really get anywhere. Some adventures we had yesterday, but unfortunately we didn't even get any PvP really. I tried my best, but unfortunately it was sorta kinda going in a pretty strange direction. Chasing ghosts and whatnot, so I ended up running a lot, but that actually didn't get me anywhere. Okay, so we got some water. So our secondary goal is to get some rounds. Our primary goal would be end up in some adventures. So find some, I don't know, not friendly interactions, let's put it that way. And if they're friendly, yeah, I don't think how it might be possible, but yeah. So we are going inland, we are going as far as we can get to get the rounds, but we are trying to... We're listening. If we hear something, we go there. Feast. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I'm not I don't really have a lot of money to spend on such things, but I think I went on a spree with my ISA audio cards. I say ISA, so the way you say it, not today, not yesterday, just like some time ago. I now have a box of 64 and some ESS 18669 68. Yeah, I see. And the same here. I would buy actually the ones that would look bad. Dirty, it's like probably the lightest way to describe their condition. With bent pins, with missing like back planes and whatnot. And I would just clean them, fix the pins, get the new cut out of steel back planes for them. So MT-32, well, welcome back, gonna get you. I only buy those with header pins, but the sound blasters that I have, they take 28 max of RAM, and I have those modules too. So that was a spree. I spent quite some money on those. Actually, 32 max modules, newly made. One guy in Rostov in Russia kind of designed their own. Not Bits and Bolts, who designed like 4 variants of them. The guy in Russia designed them the other way. So, but I have more than one 32 meg module. And I have from another Russian manufacturer synthesizers for the header, MIDI header, built around Dream chip SAM something. So it's pretty much a modern MIDI synthesizer in one chip, built by I think French company Dream. Everything just in one small chip. I posted on Twitter how they sound like a year ago. So, and on top of that, Feast, I'm still bragging. I have a Pico gas. That I posted actually not that long ago on Twitter. That thing was expensive. Pico gas and newly made ESS card for that one. That takes that Pico gas. Switching like banks on the fly, switching between gas banks and MT32. It emulates that Roland thingy. It sounds cool. Yeah, the Pico gas thing. But I kind of was okay with the sound of that Dream chip. Yeah, and I got everything from like people who build these things in Russia. So I posted on Twitter those things. I will post it again. So I don't know why, but I just spent some money on that stuff even before actually building my first retro PC. It's not like I don't have working retro PCs. I have. I just never actually assembled one. Well, since 1997. So I have a ton of hardware and I never assembled anything out of it. But I have a Pentium 2 333 just behind me. That's like just I bought it that way in assembled in a case. I usually would disassemble everything that I buy and at least clean and prepare for testing. That's the standard like ingress procedure. Disassemble, clean, and then prepare for testing. But I didn't do that with this PC, with that Pentium 2 333. So it's just the way it is, just dusted off it a little bit. And I'm using it for actually... I used it for testing some IDE drives. So I'm not really going for like 100% period correct things in my build. I'm going for the like... as balls to the wall as possible approach. But again, staying retro. So for example, I got some laptop ID drives that are like super quiet, 80 gigs, new old stock, and I'm going to use them in my builds because, well, I mean, balls to the walls means that it has to be actually quiet too, right? So, but of course, I have your standard loud clicky hard drives. But that I kinda... that I'm kinda going to use maybe if I get to assemble something like 486, 386. So yeah. If I get to that era of PC computing. So far I'm aiming at like Pentium 1 and things around it, and Pentium 2, just a little bit of Pentium 3, and because currently it's like super dirt, extremely cheap, pretty much scrap. Pentium 4. I have all these, and actually not just in one. Not just in one, how to say it right, not just in one example. Yeah. But I got new old stock 80 gigs, Western Digital Blue, got adapters for them. They are super quiet, and the smart just pristine. So these actually pristine drives would cost a pretty penny, but the seller was kind of just almost giving them away for free. So yeah, we'll get there. I'm working on it. I got some cables for the upscaler. I realized that since I want to be able not just to stream how I assemble the PCs, but I want to be able to stream using them. I got an upscaler, but I realized that with all the cabling that you would need to do, like splitters, monitor, upscaler, and whatnot, I didn't have the right VGA cables. Bots tonight, come on. So I learned one thing about grabbing the picture of old PCs is that you need an upscaler, because no matter what capture card you find, there's always a resolution coming out of an old PC at some point that your capture card won't be able to understand. Not a bot, more like Ice Cube. Is that cold? I'm gonna get you. No, I banned one in the beginning with the same message. What was that? Either somebody was talking or somebody just was wheezing. Okay, there's a couple of bunkers in this place. I see, gonna get you, yeah. No, since I live in an apartment with central heating that I cannot even control, so yeah, when it's on, it's on. When it's off, it's off. So in my case, that's a little bit different. Controlling your own heating, that's like something I haven't experienced yet in my life. Feastmaster, actually, that's a misconception. I talked to that guy Bits und Bolts on YouTube, and he, for his extremely clear and nice captures of old PC video screens, he actually figured out that the only way to do it painlessly and effortlessly, after of course investing in it, is to get not just a scan doubler but a good upscaler, intellectual. And the one that I got, it's like open source OCC something. So So OCC S? I don't remember the name, I keep forgetting. So made in China. So pretty complicated to DIY because it has like some serious chips. So OSSC, yeah. Thank you. I keep forgetting the name of it. So it has like that FPGA logic in it. I think one of those Altera chips. Pretty expensive thing. So that guy who has a ton more experience than I in figuring out the best way to capture the old PC video, he told me that you gotta get a really good upscaler, and then any video card, any card that can just capture 720 or 1080p. Yeah. But I don't know if you Google his videos, Bits und Bolts und he's German. You'll see that his captures are super clear. Go in there, gonna get you. Just go in there. Probably need to visit this place first, but I'll return back to it. For the city, yeah. And I'm telling you that we have a guy in Russia who made his own, actually using FPGA too. Not the way Bits and Bolts made his, but like, so I have my own memory add-ons. I have memory add-ons from like that Russian guy in Rostov. Gonna get you. That's Livonia. So yeah, shout out to Bits and Bolts. If you are interested in a retro PC, just tinkering and whatnot, retro PC computing and gaming, and fixing things and DIY, yeah, Bits and Bolts, like, super nice guy. Blame gonna get you. Yeah, we've been here for long enough to know that it is Livonia. That's how the things are here. Okay. Let's see if we get at least a couple of rounds for my primary. That's not for my primary. Oh, a Fun Fall magazine. Okay. Yeah. He does a lot of voodoo cards. That's the level of ability to fix things that I just never reach, even if I tried to. He does super hardcore things pretty effortlessly. I never be able to solder SMD with my shaky hands. Only like maybe baking them. Okay, there's nothing here. I want to go back to the Podlishka, so it was completely pointless. Hot plate, yeah, and stable hands. the side, well, that's another thing, so you'd need a microscope. But at least that can be fixed with a microscope. As for stable hands, that cannot really be fixed. Okay, the zombies didn't follow me because of all the raining, which is good. I'm gonna get you. I don't think I've ever had like hands stable enough for that. It's like sorta kinda runs in the family. Yeah, I know how it works, but you got to be able to place them roughly without just destroying everything around them. If something goes wrong, you'd have to like you'd end up like having pretty hard times with shaky hands. So yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, I need that. I need this. Noise. That's why I returned. Going to find more useful stuff at this place. And this. And this. So, yeah, my jacket is not the best. Definitely could just use something else. Wait a second. Ah, it's, yeah, soaked worst insulation. Normal thumbs. I like that saying. So no, I have my old trusty soldering iron that constantly gets charred because of all the pine rosin that I use as a flux. So, and that's I think where I'm going to stop for now. Even on that level, I actually have already a ton of things to solder. So, speaking of old retro PC components, I have a bunch of motherboards that need recapping. I have a couple motherboards that look okay, but they I bought them as not working, and I'm hoping to be able to just fix them by recapping. And I have one motherboard that I think is pretty cool and pretty rare. That was pretty much fished out of a recycling facility, not even from like a landfill or anything. It was getting, I think, prepared to be recycled, so it doesn't have a single capacitor. Resin, yeah, that one. Yeah, that's for flux. Well, I kinda like how pine rosin smells, but that's just for like soldering big components. So even on the level of big components, I have some things to care about. I really want to get to that motherboard. That's actually support, like, I think it might be able to support everything K3 plus. Flex capacitor. Yeah. It's easy. You take a capacitor, you take some flux, and here we go. Time machine's ready. So I have that motherboard that can support like a ton of old CPUs, like the top tier Socket 7 CPUs, and I think it's a pretty rare board, but it needs all the caps. I actually know the ratings of them. I found people who had the same motherboard and asked them for photos and info, so I know which caps I would need. I actually did it on Wagons, so got some help there. Really want to get to that motherboard. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. More than 4 gigabyte of RAM. Yeah, for like something like first Core 2 duos. First Core 2, not duos. Core 2 machines. Some motherboards only can see like 2 gigs or 4 gigs. I don't even remember. Would be nice for them to see more, because they're still pretty capable for like even some modern usage. Okay. Cool. Yeah, one day maybe. Okay, so we got to eat. Prescott. So I have some Core 2 motherboards. 775 is the socket. I don't remember the exact name. So I have them and I'm just keeping them. I'm not touching them for now. Actually, according to Phil's lab, what's the name of the guy? Phil, I think is his name. That's like the last platform that can actually run DOS properly. You can even install Windows 1998 on those machines. So I'm keeping them exactly for that reason. And yeah, they need recapping. Majority of them. Hope to get there one day. But today, for example, I spent quite some time working on one of the guitars that I have. Yeah, those, yeah. Those would. I think maybe you can force them to run even Win 10. So, is something, yeah, there's something wrong with the backpack. Okay, let's use this. So for those who just joined and like gonna get you, didn't expect me to see playing Livonia, I realized that I have way more characters in Livonia that cannot go to Sahal Then I have characters on Sahal. So I got a deal with the Livonian slash Cherno-Russian characters before the wipe. Ayo Demetrio, good evening, welcome, welcome. Windows 11, yeah, that's possible too. It's just maybe there's no really point in that, but that's 100% possible too. So yeah, today instead of like retro stuff, I worked on one of my guitars. To be honest, I really want to make some money with that one. So I got a new guitar from Europe, which wasn't easy these days. So I got a Harley Benton SC500, that's a Les Paul. Les Paul that has like white elements and all the hardware is just, for some reason, is gold. And I'm going to convert it to silver, so nickel hardware. And I'm going to make it probably stereo. Hey, Demetrios, thank you very much. Every day when I get to stream DZ, even for a little bit, that's a good day. Every day when I get to stream anything, that's a good day. Every day when I get to stream DZ, even a little bit, that's an amazing day. Actually, probably nobody really understands what I'm talking about. Let me show it to you. Just a second. So and we have it like, yeah, it's not really full screen. Okay, like that. So here we have that Harley Benton SC500, the guitar I was talking about. As you can see, it has like white elements to it. This mother of pearl here, probably like plastic, white binding and whatnot. This is kind of has white, but then the furniture, the hardware, for some reason is gold. So I'm converting this one to silver, which is super easy to do. I'm installing, how's it called? Duesenberg tremolo. So Duesenberg style tremolo. And I will make this one stereo. Well, I first listen how it would be in stereo mode. And if it's like anything good, I will permanently convert it to stereo. And that's just for sale. And then I have like a huge, I cannot show you the picture. I have a huge skull with bones, with crystals on it, that I would just put in here. So imagine this all nickel, not gold, and then big nickel, shiny with crystals skull in here. Ultimate rock guitar is going to be. And it's just not very expensive, modern Les Paul made by Harley Benton, which is a kind of manufacturer for European music store called Thomann, German. So that's what I've been working on today. It's actually pretty easy. Everything's pretty easy there. Changing the hardware is pretty easy. Not a big problem. resoldering everything into stereo. It's like super easy, not a big problem. The only hard part is actually installing that skull without damaging half of the guitar. So that's the hard part. Especially if you know a couple tricks that would allow you to painlessly remove some of the things off of that type of guitars, that type of bridges, and how's it called? Well, it's all like bridge. It's all called bridge. So removing them with their bolts and inserts. Yeah, it's not that hard to do at all. That's not the only one I'm currently slowly working on. My approach is to, I don't set any time limits here, time frames. I just work on it when I like have an inspiration. Ultimately, I will get there. And taking big breaks between like just atoms to do something sorta kinda gives me chances to find more information about how to do things. For example, the trick about removing the bridge inserts on Les Paul guitars and the guitars that use that type of bridge, it's like invaluable. You just take the right size of a bolt from a hardware shop and you start screwing it in the insert, and it pretty much just, you can do it even with your fingers, and the insert just gets out of the wood. Things like that. So that's like that save you time, that save you they save you time, they save you like a ton of effort, a ton of struggle. So I'm learning these things, but it's all just minor things. I'm not pretending I'm able to craft my own guitar. I won't be able to. It's like super hardcore, and you would need to craft it from like a piece of wood. You would need like a whole workshop for that type of stuff, and yeah, that I don't have, and I'm not going to have. So, oops, I just lagged. Wait a second. We are leaving Lemberg sorta kinda behind. That's not right. Let's go and pay visit to Lemberg. If I'm looking for the rounds. And then maybe after that I will try to change the server. Because this one, you're learning names thanks to me. The names of the places in Livonia. Yeah, these, well, they're Polish. I wanted to say this shouldn't be that hard, because at least it's all like in Latin here, not in Cyrillics. But again, I just remembered to rzeź. And Polish spelling. Yeah, good luck with that. In case of rzeź, the Polish spelling of that name is more insane than like your standard French spelling of something. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the base in Lemberg, and then I'm going to go to another server. The idea is, again, to loot a little bit of higher tier military, but then if we hear shots, to go there. But yeah, I'm not hearing anything. I haven't seen any signs of people. Cat food. Why is it just cat food? So the idea is to find adventures. The idea is to do risky things. Not like just trying to stupidly die, but, well, something more adventurous, less, more like careless. Let's put it that way, more careless. Something along these lines. I'm not using my guns to kill zombies because I literally have 25 rounds for my primary left. I used the majority of my rounds yesterday when I got myself locked inside the base. And I had to just pretty much shoot the gate. Turned out, I learned one thing yesterday, turned out that if you're inside, you might actually hope to destroy just the frame and of the gate and get outside like that. But when you start attacking the frame, actually perfect example, when you start attacking the frame with your knife, you're hitting everything around it. Especially if you're like, if you don't have a lot of room around the backside of the wall. So half of the time you'd be hitting not the frame but the planks, and you'll probably end up pretty much with almost the same amount of effort to destroy it from behind, just using a knife, than to destroy it compared to destroying it from the front. So pretty much the same time and effort it would take. So I just decided to shoot things. Okay. It's like something happened here, but quite some time ago. So these are signs of people, but very, very old signs of people. People go to this place, the Lemberg base, but unfortunately it kinda doesn't really spawn a lot. If we wanted really to find the VSS rounds, 9mm rifle, yeah, going to Polyana would be like the best thing to do. They sorta, I think they can spawn in like tier 2 even, I think. But when you need them, of course. Otherwise, they're everywhere. Okay. Nice to see that spawning. And I don't want to switch to another gun. If I find some other gun, I want just to use the one that I have. I very rarely get to use like Swallow VSS. I always end up finding something better before I get a chance to like shoot at somebody. So yeah. Okay. This has been checked. All the doors are open. This has been thoroughly looted, but again, probably quite some time ago. And would be impossible to tell the difference based on just the presence of loot, because this place naturally doesn't have much. So it's either a couple of pieces of loot or just one. So this building looted is not going to be that different from this building spawning loot. Oh yeah, the backpack here. So I'm chronically late to these parties happening all around the place because I'm just late. I really tried to start earlier today, but got a little bit delayed working on that guitar. Though it was just maybe max an hour and a half of delay. Yeah, usually this place has better loot than this. Okay, let's see. So again, if I happen to step on a mine, we won't continue adventures on this server. We will go to another server. We will switch characters. We will switch to another geared character. So, and stepping on a mine actually might happen here easily. Though I'm not sure if mines just naturally spawn here. Yeah, I would really want to find at least a box of rounds for my primary. Come on. At least maybe half of a stack. To feel myself a little bit more confident. Did I check all of these? Yeah. Well, and if somebody is just hiding in the bushes waiting for me to come closer for a clean shot, well, yeah. That happens. Come. Oh, that one had a head torch. Ah, that I didn't know. Every time I find a FAMAS, like here, it's like a surprise for me because it's a very powerful gun. I don't know about how controllable it is, but I know that it can deliver a ton of damage in a very short, over a short period of time. Though with such insane rate of fire, the mag for that one is like 25 or 30 only, with no big mags, which kinda makes it okay. I keep finding just weapon cleaning kits. So do I need to clean anything else? Like this magazine. Let's clean this magazine, why not? I haven't been picking up actually the rounds for it. I'm keeping the magazine, but I'm not trying to reload it with the rounds I'm finding. Which is stupid. If you have the mag in your inventory and it's not full, either like start loading it or just ditch it. Why would you need an empty magazine specifically? Yeah, this building is usually disappointing as well. So it's just very little loot spawns here, but technically speaking, the same loot can spawn here. So if you're lucky, might be even possible to find like a good gun in here. That happens like once in a while only. Okay, I'm finishing up with this base, and I'm switching to another server because this one's clearly dead. All these are locked. Okay, that was good. When they wear helmets, it's actually gets a little bit harder to kill them. Becomes a little bit harder to kill them. You gotta be careful with backpacks like on the ground, on the floor, and the way, because they might cover a mine. With an X and a piece of paper, so signs of people, and even a UMP. So 2 guns at last. And this helmet's protecting him. So I have room. Let's grab it. Let's grab some rounds. What's the state of the suppressor on this one? Damaged. But only because I have room. When I need space in my inventory, I just will ditch it immediately. That's the only thing I could find. It's pristine actually. The only thing I could find in here. Yeah, the server seems to be spawning mostly utility backpacks tonight. It's probably just because of me. The server just determined that it needs utility backpacks, and it started spawning them around me because I just happened to be nearby in the zone where they normally would be. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I could actually pick up another one, but I didn't. So, whatever. Let me just reorganize my inventory a little bit. And switch the servers. So, this is supposed to be in the holster. Why is it not in the holster even? What's happening there? So this stuff supposed to be like somewhere else. This supposed to be in my stomach. Like this. So this we can move like here. Then this would go here. Another spare knife, but that's if we end up finding more bases or whatnot. Though I'm not sure it's a good knife. It's good for anything at all. Okay, like this. This. If something destroys the west, both spark plugs will end up ruined, but that's okay. Not that I need them. As well as this punch card that's badly damaged, so a zombie breeze can't destroy it. So okay, I'm going to take a short break, a really short one, just drink a cup of something, and we will continue. So some clips for you, some AFK time for me. Be right back in a second.
Did you shoot at me?
Yeah, what's up, man? Can you talk? Hello? Hello? What's up? What's up? It's the internet. Good.
And I'm back. Thank you for waiting for me. I already found another server. So has way more players than the previous one, though it's not going to be that many, but at least some better than the previous one. The previous one ended up, when I joined, it had actually like several times more players than it has now. So yeah, the pop just died out, and that's how I end up with a ton of geared characters. Starting on the coast with a fresh character, I would just, I don't know, maybe see some people, participate in some action, maybe die, maybe not. Then I would just go and land, get all the nice gear. Normally, of course, there's less people in land than on the coast. And then while I'm doing that, the server just, yeah. Logged in next to the fox. And we are again next to grabbing. That's a popular spot tonight. Well, not tonight, recently. Pretty popular spot. Keep forgetting that I'm playing third person actually. Okay, let's see. Grabbing. Yesterday we spent quite some time around grabbing. Then ended up in Sitnik, then ended up just going back and forth. And now we're in grabbing again. Okay. Not like in Bilama. To go and land again to find some rounds for our primary. Give me a short second, just take care of one thing. So this server is supposed to have, well, this server when I joined, well, when I saw it in the menu, it had many times more players than the previous one. Okay. Let's do something risky. Let's find it. Oh, somebody actually tried to build a base here in this shed, or even maybe actually had a base at some point. Oh, food. That's nice. Again, we do something risky. If we die, another character, another server. So, things like that. Because I have more than one. I have more than 3. And that's only third person. If we count first person, that's gonna be like more than 6. Plus that one in that one that's on Sahel right now. The zombie is a little bit slow. Going around this compound, I don't like it. There's so many zombies. Well, I mean, these days maybe actually less zombies than it used to be, because they spawn very differently now. Okay. Quite some of those guys over there. Okay. There's that guy on the road, and I'm not going to go and check on him. He kinda looks like he might have been... Well, I mean, there's a couple spots he might have been killed from. Yeah, I saw some movement, but we didn't hear anything, so... And they are all next to that guy, actually. Well, not all of them, but... lots of them are next to that guy. I'm going to try to flank to the well. Going through these backyards. Because, yeah. Because things like that over there. Third person in from that building. Quite possible. That's what I tried to do yesterday. God. Did you even really need to do that? The main street's dangerous. Is it time to change into quieter shoes? Because these ones are more quiet than the medieval boots. At least judging by the sound of it. The place been sorely looted. Let's see if we have any signs of people anywhere. Besides the dead guy. There's an angle on the PD here, but it's like... Uh-huh. We have a person over there on the ground. By the look of it, a new spawn. Well, I mean... why not? Oh, he's going to have some problems without me. I keep missing tonight. I keep missing actually, yeah. That was a moving target. So I kinda... Ooh. Sounded like it was coming from this side. So I was right about somebody here with a big gun. Yeah. Well, that's how it happens here quite often. I don't know why. But I end up in these situations here very often. Running around the building. Yeah. So the guy is probably confused if he survived that. Something's happening. I can hear strange noises, but very quiet. Like a Geiger counter. Some clicking. Strange. So I did not hear any clicks, any like bullet clicks when I heard those shots. But I couldn't tell the direction. Strange clicking noises. The shots sounded like they were coming from behind, so with me sitting like this here. And of course, I have no idea what the gun was. The PD door's open now, so somebody been to the place while I was sitting inside. I'm curious if that guy died. Who I tried to kill and missed. And if the shooter's now camping his body. Yeah, this is not the best position, but at least it's sorta kinda high. What was the gun the shooter used? I have no idea. Some movement around. It's like something's happening somewhere over there. Maybe in the first section of the house. I'm in the last one. Maybe like somewhere over there. Yeah. Possibly could be that the shooter was just on the road. Wasn't sniping. Wasn't camping. Was just running, so the guy that I tried to kill started shooting himself. Can't really see a lot from here. Just don't want to end up like I want to rush people in here. I don't like this place, and I don't want to end up like getting rushed. Is there a zombie that's walking just outside the house? Yeah, quite possible. I didn't hear anybody trying to enter this building, let alone my section. Okay. Let's see if I heard it right. Okay, finally started seeing some zombies at that edge of the town. What is making those clicky noises? Yeah, this is a window, the section to camp the well, which is not a not a good thing to do, unless you have a geared squad like drinking. Loading the Mac. Adding just 3 bullets. Not that it's going to change anything really for me, but if you have rounds, you gotta keep them loaded. Oh, that's far. That's like... They moved again, I think. That's what happened. They're all running like insane around here. I'm gonna need all the food I can find. These are all rotten. That was loud. Okay, that's like the most infested place in the town. Oops. Okay. Let's just get to Sitnik again, I guess. Since we are always behind. Now we have somebody in that house. Somebody who I actually spotted a little bit too late. Did the zombies just de-aggro? So everything kinda happened all at once. There was that dead body. I got attacked by zombies. And then somebody else ran inside this house. And is sitting there now. Or maybe left already. But I didn't hear him killing the zombies. Maybe new spawn, maybe it's our shooter. Maybe somebody else. That's sorta kinda pretty interesting. Did he leave when we didn't hear that? Well, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush him. I want actually him to attract the zombies. He couldn't have disappeared from the house, but I didn't hear anything. I only can see half of the house. Well, maybe like 40% of it. I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. I think I would have heard something. Okay. The zombies are still waiting for him. Okay. Or maybe not, actually. It was semi-aggroed zombie. But still next to the house. Yeah, he's still inside that one. By the look of it, he is still inside. Ah, no. Is the door open? Okay, the door's open now. So he managed to leave then very quietly. Okay, this is interesting. Not what I expected, to be honest. Are we chasing ghosts again? Okay, there's no elevation really here. Yeah, am I losing ability to predict their movements? Or was it just one big hallucination? It's a nice tree line to hide in. But you're not going to get a lot of angle from here. If it was a new spawn that just hid in the house for a second and then run away, yeah, he might be anywhere now. No eyes on that particular house, unfortunately. There's no elevation here, that's the problem. Yeah, I can see this window. Okay, if everything that's happening is intentional on his side, then I gotta tell you, he's outsmarting me. I mean, he left the house, but he definitely was hiding from me. Or was he? I did not hear him going anywhere. I did not hear him killing zombies. But the door's open, he is not inside for sure. So the only way I say he de-aggroed zombies by just sitting very quietly for some time, and then he slipped out. Yeah, okay. I'm just looking for something non-standard here, some non-standard position. You can hear a bit of the street from here. That's pretty much it. can see a bit of the street and cannot hear anything. Crap. What was that then? So that's the house. Yeah. Don't think I ever visited the cemetery here. Yeah, okay. If this guy was there, if this guy saw me, if this guy knew about me, and he avoided me, then yeah. He's a pro. He was able to pull this off like this. Maybe it was just an accident. And he's like looting the town now. Why are you still alive? Why are you still alive? Gosh. These guys. Yeah, that zombie is still aggroed. Well, pre-aggroed. So the guy was there and somehow disappeared. Okay, we spent enough time in grabbing and it's been quiet. I heard shots from Sitnik. It sounded like the guy with the gun went there. But unfortunately it's been quite some time ago, so we are probably again really chasing ghosts. You got to keep an eye on the road. If you have people like just using the road to travel between the towns, which actually still happens more often than not. So this is like not the only way from Graven to Sitnik. This is like maybe the most popular one, or at least the most popular for me. You can just go around Sitnitsky lakes, Grabinsky, then Sitnitsky. Am I hearing something? Like, sounded a little bit like the stalling engine of the helicopter, but without the helicrash itself. Ah, now it is. Yep. A super distant helicrash. Like, probably 2/3 of the map away. A chest in the bushes. And it's not mine. I once hid a chest like this here. Not exactly at this bush, but pretty close. Okay. These windows are all closed or not rendering from this distance. Yeah, it's becoming a tradition to have a tent here. It's because of the train. The train spawns here, and people just put the tents from the train nearby, just for fun, for the sake of it. Yeah, I will need food and water pretty soon. And I feel like it would be a mistake to try to drink and look for food in these towns. But on the other side, who really cares? Because you don't find food, well, you don't eat, eventually you die. So we heard some shots happening in this town, or maybe a little bit farther. Well, should I go to the apartment block again? Apartment building? I have a feeling I've been doing that a lot lately. Smoke, good morning, welcome. Following ghosts again? Well, not ghosts really, but following again people that I couldn't even see even for a second. Somebody already has slipped away from me in grabbing. Well, the guy that I tried to shoot at and missed, I do not count. That one was like pretty standard thing for me. Keep that zombie confused. So yeah, I'm not even sure we heard our shots from here. Maybe it was coming from a place a little bit farther. But that was some heavy fire. Okay. A generator on the road doesn't mean a lot. So yesterday we saw for a second the guy over there, and then it disappeared. Then we started hearing shots from this place. We tried to follow them to grabbing, then decided to go to Tarnov. Topolin would be the other side of the map. Yeah. So the only thing that's left to do for me is to start just rushing everything when I just get the slightest opportunity. But that would be a waste of a very good sniper rifle, but I guess otherwise they just run away from me. Go into the PD to drink a little bit. Did I attract 2 zombies? I definitely had 2 on me. One's disappeared, another one didn't aggro properly. Interesting. Somebody tried to build a piece of a wall to kind of protect the well. Oh, one round. That's all I get. So protect people drinking at the well from snipers in the church. Yeah, signs of people. A pile of meats. This one's even locked. Interesting. So the pile of human meat we just encountered, it's not because of the shots that I heard coming somewhere from this place. That's too old. Okay. Okay then. The server pop has dropped a little bit since I joined, but otherwise it's pretty solid, I would say. Is that zombie in the walls or behind the house? Oh yeah. I'll have to kill them all before I'm able to go to the well. Yeah. But the guy who just somehow disappeared from a house like this one, surrounded by zombies, that's like that takes the price tonight. Okay. This is supposed to be on the hot bar, and it's not for some reason. I can hear some animals in the woods. I think we have to go there. The police station's not going to have anything interesting for us. It's like a perfect tomato. Okay. Something happened here at this house. Absolutely accidentally, we found the place of a fight, I think. That chicken. And that new spawn. Okay, it wasn't the place of a fight. Was the place of a murder. Okay, I need to reload my pistol for hunting. I have some rounds now. Okay, maybe it wasn't where anybody was shooting. Maybe it was just a fight of two new spawns. The hunting pistol is ready. I need a tank? What do you mean? I don't think I do, but in case I didn't get it. To go with my yeah, because of that I keep forgetting that it is actually that type of helmet. I kinda like it. The only military helmet that I like. Though it gets super wet, like drenched in rain, but otherwise, I don't know, I kinda like it. I bet it doesn't give you any ballistic protection, but melee, by the look of it, on the zombies, it actually works. Okay, we got some meats to cook. Since that guy or some other guy, or I don't know who, but probably got killed because of having a fire in that house, I am not going to have a fire in that house or anywhere nearby. I have this knife. This one's damaged. No. Since it's like going to be my third knife, I don't want it damaged. Plus I have a hatchet on my back. For the last 2 days we've been actually spending a ton of time around these lands, sitting, grabbing, and with extremely unusually little results. Oh, we have a deer over there. Yeah, okay. Any bases on that building? Hard to tell. The doors are closed. So yeah, maybe my problem. Well, I know it almost 100% that my problem is that I never use the rods. I cut corners where I can. I actually intentionally avoid the rods. But people go there. So, and I am, because of that, not catching them, not seeing them. Give me a short second, please. Okay, I'm back. So there's one bunker here that I wanted to hit. And then we have to cook the meats. rounds for me, unfortunately. When you don't need them, these 9mm rifle rounds for VSS spawn everywhere. But when you need them, yeah. Good luck with that. Cows on one side, deer on another. Oh boy. Another helicopter coming down. This one probably next to the castle, to the power plant. That zombie actually, yeah, had me there for a second. Yeah, finally found me. Did I see something in the trees? Or was it just the same zombie? Okay. Wow, okay, that was sort of a little bit scary. That effect on the one of the branches of the tree. It is still going. Nothing special about this branch, besides the fact that it was sort of kind of flashing, making flashes of light. Okay. Another hunting jacket. An outhouse in the woods with Mosin bayonet, no more no less. Some duct tape that we actually might have some use for, because our sewing kit is like almost depleted. But the thing that we're going to have the most use is going to be this stove. Okay, let's try to do some one piece of bark cooking. guess it has to be a pretty big piece of bark. Ah, no, we're not going to try that because I lost my lighter. So first we got to get some sticks then. Okay. Craft the handrail. The handrail is going to have more wood in it than the amount of fuel I'm actually using in the fireplace. I closed the door. It didn't close. Okay then. Oops, I forgot to drop actually the food to cook. Give it a second and it's going to get pretty hot. Even without any fire burning. Yeah, that branch over there is still doing that. Like somebody's moving under the tree. Okay, now we wait a little bit. I have a feeling that my character needs this. Haven't properly eaten in a while, and that's the only available way for me to have enough food just in one go. Okay, that's all the pieces we have. So the upside, well, there's only one, well, not one. There's the good thing about this way of cooking is that we are not actually making any smoke coming out of the chimney. The bad side is that we are not getting any thermal energy from the fireplace, so the character is not getting the temperature bonus. I'm going to fit it in my stomach right away. That's the right place for this food. And we are ready to leave this place. Thank you very much for this opportunity to cook foods here. Now we got to go. The server pop is slowly going down. Oh god. You sounded unnatural even for a zombie. Got me startled. Carabine gun. Can opener. Nice can opener. That we don't need. Can opener is good when you are in new spawn and you are in the town. Huh. Somebody like watered the spot. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, wanted to check one corner of the map before we actually call it a day. I've done what I could here. Either go to completely different place or just completely different server, and I have a feeling that is a little bit late for that. So that building over there, does it have anything? Sometimes it would. Not this time though. Well, gotta keep eating anyway. So this is like the eastern edge of the map. Not a lot of people just go here. So very little buildings. Well, we have some buildings around here and people use them for bases quite often. Okay, and we're still not even full. We've just eaten one goat. And kind of polished it with a little bit of milk, but it was powdered, not liquid. Okay, you're trying to tell me that I'll have to get the deer? Yeah, probably. Seem to be in the woods. Or just in the opening, clearing just a little bit outside of the woods. Curious if 357 is enough to kill them. So, aim for the heart, but if you only can see the back side of it. Oh, did not work. That's bad. I don't know which one's mine. The ones running in zigzag. Ooh. That's far. And they are not stopping. I'm curious, when would it even stop? And that's one. The second one might have gone in another direction. So one got wounded and one left unscathed. Did it create any difference in their behavior? Okay, so 357 probably cannot just kill them with one shot. Or maybe I didn't hit the heart. Nothing interesting over there. I'm not hearing them anymore. So if you just spook them, they would, yeah, run away. But if you wound them, they go like farther? Jack, welcome, welcome. Is it them I hearing? Yeah, I am hearing them in the woods. So let's go and maybe finish the job. Yeah, that's like by the sound of it, a boar or something. But we are hunting deer. This time I'll have to use something more powerful than the pistol, probably. Didn't really work with the pistol. It's not a deer. They really prefer to stay in the open, those deer. Am I right? That's the edge of this forest patch. One's over there. And the second one just disappeared. Ah no, it's over there. They're still together. I don't know if it's the one that I wounded. There's no way to tell. Okay, let's see if I can feed this. It's actually, it was a very good shot. It's like all 100%. Only the fat got damaged. So, but I can find room even, sorry, hiccups, for the damaged fat. Okay. Don't think I've ever been in this forest, particular forest here. That's a fox. Let's just check if we maybe have something like a stash nearby. There's a road nearby, so bases, stashes, and there's this trail though. I think it goes to that village next to the power plant. Kinda have a feeling. Yeah. I'm not traveling the highways, I'm not taking the big popular roads, and again, maybe there are people running there. The pop actually is still okay, like the way it was when I heard all the shots. Maybe the shots I heard from Sitnik were coming from somewhere over here, because they sounded kind of farther, but with these rounds, oh god, with these sounds I cannot really tell. What's that? A tractor. Can't really tell neither the gun nor the distance. Somebody left a raw zucchini for me on this table. And a box of nails, maybe to nail down that zucchini. Okay, but at this point I gotta call it a day, so don't leave the channel yet. Again, thank you very much everybody for watching the stream. YouTube people, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. If you like the stream, please leave a like. Though again, we've been chasing ghosts all evening. I mean, could I see a guy? Yeah, I tried to kill one guy, then somebody else tried to kill him, then I only saw zombies following somebody in the house, then I heard shots, then I found bodies in the beginning, so somehow I managed to get like between everything. I managed to get late to every party, and the parties that had been happening there, I was just kind of going in between them somehow. So Twitch people, thank you for watching on Twitch. Quite some people joining the chat tonight. Super nice to see you all. Jack, thank you again for jumping in. Leave me, I mean, we gotta figure out when to play and how to do it. You can see that sometimes, you probably already noticed that sometimes I just cannot play anything at all, since I call like any day on which I get to play and stream DayZ like a perfect day. So Ayo Demetrio, Feastmaster, Gonna Getcha, and a bunch of bots that I had to ban. So thank you very much for watching. Quite some lurkers tonight I could see. Don't leave the channel yet, please. We gotta find somebody to raid. Give me a second. Yeah, Jack, yeah, we gotta figure it out. We gotta figure out the time, and then I'll try just to be there for that time. So okay, that's somebody who I raid from time to time. He's a DayZ OG, but he plays a lot of different games, like a ton. Let's go and say hi to Mr. Wolf Shadow. He is playing experimental, and by the look of it, in Livonia. So that we gotta support. Jack the Fast, yeah, of course. Thank you very much again, everybody. Let's go and say hi to Wolf Shadow. Livonia experimental, you gotta be kidding me, that's like perfect. So Ayo Demetrio, you have a good one. Jack the Fast, we definitely will talk. And that's it for tonight. Goodbye and good night.